Hi, I'm Chris Maragkakis of Simply Be Retreats and Therapies. I'm a life coach, therapist and podcaster. Welcome to Mindful Mutterings. Please like, share and subscribe. And as always, thanks for listening. Hi, Happy New Year, and may it bring you love, joy and adventure. So here we go. This is another in the Wellbeing Toolkit series, and I really couldn't discuss excellent strategies for managing mindset and wellbeing without discussing meditation. And I think that there are a lot of misconceptions surrounding meditation. I have so many people tell me that they're not doing it right or that they can't do it at all, but everyone can meditate and you can't do it wrong. But like most things, you can always do it better. So please, please, please don't think you can't do it. Don't give up hope. There is always a way. And I think that, like most things, it's the misunderstanding of what it is. Lots of people think it's, sitting cross-legged, staring into space and chanting Om. And although the cross-legged position and chanting can become part of your practice, should you wish, it's not. It doesn't have to be. It's not the be-all of meditation, and you can meditate in so many different ways. Because meditation is the act of focusing on one thing to the exclusion of all else. And this one thing can be a candle or your breath, walking, washing up, an activity, or even a word or phrase. In fact, it can be just about anything as long as you use it to become focused. In fact, it can be everything. When you do a mindfulness meditation, what you're actually doing is concentrating on everything that's going around you. You're listening, you're looking, you're feeling, and so it's about bringing everything into it, but so that you are training your brain to focus. And there are so many different ways of doing it, and it can be, because essentially what you're doing is you're training the brain to stop jumping around and being busy so that it can become still. And this can be tricky to do, as we've spent years giving our brains free rein to control everything that we feel and do. But the key is to start small and practice often. Just doing 2 minutes a day will have a huge impact, and then you can slowly build up to a longer time as you find yourself settling into meditation easier over time. And because there are so many documented benefits of meditation, including reducing blood pressure, improved immune system, it helps you to think clearer, you get better sleep patterns, reduce stress and anxiety. Honestly, the list goes on. Any amount that you can do will have a positive impact on your life. So, ideally for the most benefit, a daily practice would be good, and 20 minutes is considered to be optimal, but be patient. It may take you a long time to get there, or you may never get to that stage. It doesn't really matter. It's about the journey that benefits your well-being. That's what's important. It's about getting to know yourself, developing a relationship with who you are and what you're thinking, and about taking time for you and discovering. Because when you sit in meditation, all of a sudden you might discover a new insight, or you'll receive guidance, or you'll feel more balanced and connected to who you are. And that is far more important than how long you do it for or how you do it. But on that note, how do you do it? So there are lots of ways, but posture is really important in as much as you need to be comfortable, because if you're fidgeting about, you're not meditating. So if you're sitting, have a chair that supports you. Make sure your feet are on the floor, on a footstool or a cushion or something, so that they're stable. Make sure your bottom is towards the back of the chair and your back is nice and straight, because you want to be upright. You want to be able to open your shoulders and breathe comfortably. You don't want to be ramrod straight, because that's not comfortable for anyone, but you want to feel that you're nicely balanced and open. And if you're sitting on the floor, maybe you rest against a wall, or have a good cushion to sit on that tilts your pelvis slightly and enables you to sit up straight without too much effort. If you're lying down, you might want some support under your knees, so you can roll towel or a pillow. But remember, sleeping and meditation are not the same thing, so you may want to try a different position if you think you're going to fall asleep. If you're doing an activity, make sure you're warm and comfortable so that you can minimise potential distractions. If you're not doing something that involves anyone else, then try and find somewhere where you won't be disturbed. Switch off your TV, the phone, music, and any other distraction that might interfere with you, because what you want to do is try and narrow your focus. And then when you start, a good way is always to check through your body and look for areas of tension, and then as you identify them, guide the in-breath to the place of tension and consciously allow the discomfort to leave with the out-breath. And just do that a few times until you start to notice the tension seep away and you become more settled and calm and balanced. And then bring your attention to your chosen focus. And the first thing that will happen generally is that your brain will freak out because it's so used to providing a constant stream of chatter that it goes into like a panic mode and it doesn't like it. And so it will seem that you're actually thinking more than you've ever thought before. Here you are sitting yourself down to meditate, be all calm and still, and brain goes into overdrive. That's completely okay. That is totally normal. The key is not to follow those thoughts, not to go with them. So when you randomly start thinking of what you should be cooking for dinner, rather than going, I've got this in the freezer, I could go to the shop, and you've gone off and you're on a train of thought, just acknowledge the fact you're thinking about dinner. Bring yourself back to your focus. Carry on. Don't get annoyed. Don't get frustrated. It's part of the process. You're training your brain, which is a huge muscle and takes some discipline. So just keep persevering and coming back to your focus. And it might feel that this is all you're doing for the first few times or weeks, months, or even years. It doesn't matter. The brain will eventually remember and be trained, and it will begin to panic less, and soon you'll have done a minute without having a million thoughts, and then eventually 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and you're off. And some days will be amazing and you'll feel really fantastic, and some days won't. Some days will be harder, or you didn't feel elated when you finished, but that's just life. Then it's interesting to go with it and be mindful and see if it's because you weren't in the right state of mind, or if you felt rushed, or it was the wrong time of day for you. You'll soon work out what works for you. And if you're going to meditate doing an activity, you'll want to focus on how your body moves, or an object feels in your hand, or what you can smell or feel. And to meditate during an activity, the aim is to be completely aware of every part of what you're doing and feeling. So if you were washing the dishes, you would be noticing what the water feels like, how the bubbles are, what they look like, what do they look like when you hold them up to the light, how does the sponge feel in your hand, how does the plate feel, what sensations are you feeling as you wash the plate, what muscles are you using. And so you're completely focused and present on the activity that you're doing. And then once you have had some experience of meditation, or you've got yourself a nice little routine and practice, you can start to use meditation to set an intention or to ask for guidance. So you'd start off by focusing on the question or statement before you meditate, or maybe even have it written in front of you, and then go ahead with your normal practice. And you might find that random ideas appear in your mind. Don't follow them through. Again, just acknowledge them and come back to them later when you finish your meditation. Or you might find in the coming days that a solution presents itself, or you start to see the fruit of the affirmation that you've intended. You may also discover that you have a preferred time and place to meditate, or that you like to make it part of a ritual, such as lighting a candle or incense, or you have a place that you like to sit, or maybe you set yourself up a little altar type thing where you have a mandala or something pretty to look at, or whatever it is that makes you feel that you are doing something important for yourself. You may like to chant a mantra such as Om Mani Padme Hum, which is thought to be the sound of the universe, the sound of everything in the universe, or So Hum, which means I am, or Om Shanti, which is peace, or you may like to make up your own one. You can also listen to guided meditations if that suits your feelings better that day. And in fact, next week's podcast will be a guided meditation for sleep for you to enjoy. But meditation can be done alone or in groups. It can be online or in person. But most of all, it's personal. You don't have to impress anyone. And actually, if you're trying to impress anyone, then you're not meditating, because you're focusing more on impressing someone than the act of meditating. But it's an opportunity for you to get to know you, how you think, how you feel. Create some space for you to become aware of you. And when we're talking of you, we're talking about the awareness behind the thoughts. And that's where we step into our power and we become more. We become greater than we are at the moment. So if you would like a one-to-one meditation class, the details are on my website, simplybe.org.uk. Or if you just want some more tips and guidance, then please get in touch for a chat. And thank you for listening. Enjoy discovering yourself and the resulting benefits of meditation. And as always, thanks for listening. And namaste. I wish you a happy and healthy week. Bye.